Hello, and welcome back to the General Audience Podcast. We got a couple things to talk about today. First, we're going to have Rick talk about Zootopia 2. He's the only one here that's seen it, so he'll just give like a quick non-spoiler review. And then, obviously, the big thing that came out this week, Stranger Things 5.
Let's go.
Volume 1. So the first 4 episodes have come out
Yep.
for Stranger Things Season 5. They're
Yep.
doing witchcraft
Yep.
over there.
Yes.
And then we might have some other things to do if we have time, but maybe not. It kind of just
Yes,
depends.
sir.
But I guess, are you good to talk about Zootopia?
Yes, I think I am. So I went and saw Zootopia 2 yesterday with my girlfriend. She was really excited for it. When I first saw the teaser, I was like, what in the world are we, like, the teaser was very vague. Like, that
Very.
one that was in theaters, it was, like, really random with the hamsters. I now understand what the hamsters are. I now understand the hamsters. No, but, usually when it comes to, like, Disney movies and sequels, I'm usually like, why are we doing a sequel? Wreck-It Ralph breaks the internet. That type
Bad
of,
movie.
Yeah, that type of stuff. I'm usually like, why? Like, Frozen 2 is okay to me. But
I
like,
love Frozen 2, actually.
I don't remember a single thing that happens in any of those.
He loves Incredibles 2. Remember that
well,
tangent he went
that's different. That's Pixar. I'm talking about
I
the
love
straight
Incredibles 2.
Disney movies.
on? No, but remember. Okay, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Okay, straight.
Do you remember?
usually just these types of Disney movies. I don't see the point. Sometimes there's no need for a sequel. I think Zootopia 2 was a movie that I think really works as a sequel, which I'll go into more of that in a second. But I gave it a 4 out of 5. I don't think I ever reviewed the first one after I watched it, but the first one's a 4 for me too.
Okay.
But I gave it a 4 out of 5. I thought it was very good. It picks up like I think 2 weeks after the first one.
Oh, wow.
So it's like Nick and Judy are just partners still. Like
So
they
there's
are
no time
very
jump,
they're
okay.
very new. So I think that's where I think the sequel very shines in how they're different personalities. Because the first one very much did that, but now they're working in the sense that they are now cops. So they have
Yeah.
to work in the law and that type of stuff, and so they're dynamic there. And we get new characters like the Gary the Snake comes in, and he's the main focus of the plot because there's a whole thing, and through events they come across him and they end up helping him solve a case, and they're basically throughout the movie trying to prove why that they're partners, because usually when you watch the movie it's very much shown that like the partners are usually two of the same animals as like the cops.
Okay.
Like there's 2 elephants, 2 hippos, 2 warthogs, so like they're very much different in the sense. So it has a lot to do with that and their differences and overcoming their differences to solve the case a bit more in like a more I forgot, completely blanked on my thought.
You
But-
said Gary the Snake. I thought you were saying
Gary the Snail.
Gary
Me
the
too.
Snail.
Whoa,
No,
like,
no,
whoa,
no.
crossover.
let's go.
No, so
Those Frosty didn't do it, Zootopia.
overall, I thought it was a very worthy sequel to Zootopia 1. I think they do not. It's same tone. It's the writing's right on par with the first one, and
I've
there's a
heard
lot
that
of there's a lot of jokes in there. Like sometimes nowadays in like kids movies, they don't have as much of like that adult humor
I know.
sprinkled in the back that adults will get. This one has a lot. There is 3 jokes that had me dying
Good.
in the theater because it was really good. I would recommend go seeing it. At our theater, it is basically sold out all weekend.
I believe it.
So
It's about to have a crazy opening.
it
This
is.
weekend's gonna
So
be insane.
I think it is not in the realm of the bad Disney sequels, in my opinion. I think
Good.
it's a very worthy successor to the first one. So that's all I have to say about it, because I can't get into a whole lot without spoiling it.
Yeah.
So because a lot of Gary's backstory and a lot of stuff that he's trying to do is very entangled with the story.
Gotcha.
So
I figured they're gonna try to do something like Zootopia or like
Zootopia.
try to incorporate the 2 somehow.
the Shakira song
yeah,
is not as
to
good.
Zootopia.
The Shakira song is not as good as the first one.
I mean, it's the first one. How does that go?
Don't remember.
I don't either.
Try everything.
Yeah, that was a banger.
Yeah, it was a banger. This one's
banger.
Zoo. The new one's Zoo. It's called just straight Zoo. But
Makes sense.
Gazelle is a baddie. That's all I gotta say. They end up at a. I'm just. This isn't much of a spoiler. I just want to say this because I think it's funny. They call it a burning animal or mammal. It's like What was it called? It's like the thing out in a desert where they're all wearing very scandalous clothing.
Like Burning Man?
Burning Man. They have that in the movie. And Shakira's performing at it.
Ah,
and I was dying the entire part. Oh, it's a great movie.
Interesting.
This guy. He said the goose.
We're sure you watched a Disney movie, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Gazelle's a baddie. That's my final point.
What about Judy?
I mean, just go look up Judy Hopps lover.
Okay.
Even though he
Shout
hasn't,
out.
he hasn't,
Now.
he just hasn't seen the
Shout
first one,
out.
but he's gonna go see the second one apparently.
Yeah. Yeah.
He does look like Brendan Uppercrust III from a extremely goofy movie.
Oh, I was like, I don't know who that is.
What a great guy. Judy Hopps Lover 69.
Solid lad.
Okay,
Should we move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
Do you have more to say about
For love everything.
no,
holy, move on.
not really.
You brought this on yourself. Okay.
All right. The big thing.
Stranger things have happened this past week.
Really?
You know what? Just for that joke, we're ending the episode right now.
Thank you all for watching. Follow us on Letterboxd, Spotify. I'm just kidding.
All right. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. Stranger Things 5. Volume 1.
Yes.
2 more volumes to come.
Yep.
We have a month. That's rough.
Because what did we think of these first 4 episodes of Stranger Things 5?
Can I go first?
Yes.
Okay. I really liked the first episode. Getting back in. The crawl is what it's called. I like how everyone is like used to it. You know, some characters are like, I'm tired of this. Like Vecna's dead. Like we've searched all like this is the 30th one or whatever, and like most of them are like we have to just keep going. We're gonna find him eventually. Blah blah blah, and just all the technology and the way like the things they're doing to follow along in the Upside Down. So cool, so awesome. Loved episode 1. Episode 2, a little slow. There are a couple points I'm like, what are we doing? Like just kind of meandering a little bit, but. You know, each episode is like an hour and 10 minutes long. So it was like, I get it. Episode 3, very good. And then episode 4, top 3, maybe top 2 best episodes of the entire show. Wow. I saw on Twitter that it was at a 9.8 on IMDb. And I didn't watch this until, what's today? Saturday. I didn't watch it till Thursday night. So it was Thanksgiving night. I didn't watch it on Wednesday. And I'm like, what happens to make this a 9.8? And dude,
Oh boy.
oh my gosh, I have minor nitpicks here and there, but this is right up there. Like if I'm going off of the first half, because I was gonna rank all the seasons, but I'm like, you really can't, or at least I can't yet. So I'll do like if I'm going off the
wait.
first. What?
Spoilers, by the way.
Yes, big time.
Yeah, we're getting the spoilers.
That's your warning. But like if I'm going off the first 4 episodes of a season, like. 1, I think it's 1. Like 1 is so classic and it's Spielbergian and it's just awesome. I think 5 would be next. These first 4 episodes are crazy good, and the characters feel it's got. I love season 4, and season 4 would probably be 3rd, but this season it's been so fun. Like it's been, you know, kind of dark and kind of serious because it's a serious situation, but everyone is just. Fun. And the stuff that's happening with Max and Holly and Karen and Derek the goat and Erica and like it's this crazy situation, but like it's so fun. And I was having a blast, especially episode 4. And then, you know, Vecna comes out with his Ultron look and I'm like, this is so good. Like this is crazy good.
Yeah. So
Incredible.
I generally like these first 4 episodes. It gave me some characters, I think, other than the ones that have like definitely a certain type of arc going into this season. There's some characters in this season that feel very reminiscent of their first season counterparts.
I agree.
Like Mike, he's very good in this season, I think.
Yep.
He gives me a lot
So
more of the
far.
vibe of the first season
Yeah,
of
back
Mike.
being like a leader.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think because he is generally the leader of the party, and he's taken a back seat in the last 2 seasons heavily.
A lot of characters. Yeah. They did.
So I'm happy to see him kind of back, and they do a lot more with his character. I think his character gets a lot more justice because a lot of people hate him online. I don't get it as much as some people.
I think he's the guy. Like he's awesome.
It's really
Yeah.
weird because a lot of it comes from like him and 11, a lot of that
Yep.
relationship stuff. Which he's a teenage boy. Relax.
Yeah. And he does like when he messes up, he does apologize.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a bad person
Yeah.
about it.
So I don't. So like Mike very much. Love is a lot. Well, I guess we'll get into this a lot. I want you guys to talk about it. I just want to give my general thoughts. What they're doing with Dustin, I think, is really interesting. With a lot of how his character has been in the last 4 seasons compared to this season is interesting.
Yep.
Things that they're doing with the Will that are tying back to those first seasons. I think I'm excited to see more. I am not I'm not a whole lot of a fan of the Nancy, Jonathan, and Steve situation right now.
Yeah,
It's a little weird.
It's weird. I think it's fun. I think it is stupid, and I think it's very corny. But I don't know. I was like, okay, this is fun. Like it's whatever.
I think it's fun, but I think they should have done it earlier, not in the final season.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So it should have happened like season 3 or like
then
season 4.
I'm excited to see what goes on with Max, which we'll talk about later. But there's a lot of stuff going into this season that I think they're doing a great job of tying back to the first season, and it's feeling like a finale to me already.
Big time.
Just the first 4 episodes alone are making me feel this is heavily a finale.
And the way the way that every character is acting, like it feels like we are going to finish this now. It feels very final.
Their arcs are tying
Yes,
up.
but again, like a lot of season 1 callbacks, and it's not like callback for the sake of having callbacks. It's just so well done, and like calling back to those earlier days. It's awesome.
The first thing that I like really appreciated about this season is my favorite season is season 4.
Okay.
Mostly just because I started watching it when season 4 came out. So because I guess it was volume 1 of season 4 came out, and then I watched all of it, and then I finished it all in time for volume 2 of the season 4.
Okay.
But just the thing I appreciated is this season feels like a direct part 2 to season 4.
Yeah, it does.
Because like season 1 and season 2 feel like they go together. Season 3 is kind of an outlier.
Yep.
And then 4 and 5 feel like
I agree with that.
They're like a pair. And so I liked the kind of a continuation of like a vibe, I guess. Because because like Vecna is still the main big bad, which he was the whole season, but like getting Vecna himself
physically, yeah.
Yeah. And just where do I want to go from here? I don't know.
Do we want to start right at the crawl basically and just work our way kind of through the season?
I think we should like just big points.
Because I want to talk about how most people we think Will in the Upside Down. I was going to bring up that first 5 minutes.
Well, okay, so I guess like going off of like the just because like it feels like a direct part 2 to season 4.
Yeah.
While also having like the biggest time jump between seasons.
Literally,
of
yeah.
The whole show, but
like
it still feels
the
like
tone is still very. Yeah, I agree.
But there are certain things that carry over from season 4 that I didn't think that's how it would work. With like Dustin, and like he's like really like down the dumps because of Eddie and is facing a lot of bullying from the.
I do want to talk about
the basketball players. I guess let's just get into more like plot points.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think generally, let's talk about Will.
Okay.
Because Will is
right off the bat.
He's pretty because I want to talk about that opening sequence because like my brain always thought like when Will was in the Upside Down he was like just hiding out most of the time but like he was on the run if you really think about that scene. The Demogorgon was hunting him the entire time because they like show like he's in Castle Byers and like you even point out I didn't know he had the gun because he comes in the house and he comes in the Castle Byers, he shoots him and starts running. He starts jumping from the tree. I was like, geez, this poor kid. Even more.
Yeah, and that would explain why he doesn't like constantly talk to Joyce throughout the season 1 because he's busy fighting for his life.
Yeah.
In there.
And then it was kind of I even said this to you. I said it was kind of weird seeing the Demogorgon drag him to Vecna, and then like just lay him down and just basically like turns and just walks away with like it's just weird seeing the season 1 Demogorgon move like that because he was very kind of human-like to me with the fact that he dragged him, laid him down, looked at him, and then backed off.
Demogorgons have a presence in this season. Like they act creatures. Like they are crazy cool.
They remind us that they are not to be messed with. Also, I think generally,
and they do have an order. Like they do have enough going on in here to be like, okay, Vecna's my boss. Like I'm doing this for Vecna.
Yeah, but like Will has been my favorite character this season. I think
Valid.
I think by far, and I guess we'll get into my least favorite this season in a little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah, just I guess if we're going in order, we'll get into Will towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. I heard that they had dropped like the opening scene on
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple
Early.
weeks ago.
I avoided it.
yeah,
So
me
did
too.
I.
I had seen like a screenshot of the CGI Will, and people were freaking out over it. And it was like, I don't know.
Looks like Will, whatever.
They have to do a young Will.
Yeah,
I was
literally.
like,
Looks
I'm-
like Will, whatever.
Because like they could recast, but like we've seen him at that age.
Yeah.
So they can't recast.
And it was dark. Move on.
It's
Like,
5 minutes of
yeah.
it. You're never gonna see
Yeah,
it again,
relax.
probably. Let's just
Yeah. And it looks fine. Like,
get over it. It's kind of like Luke's face at the end of Mandalorian. It's
Yeah,
like,
very true.
It was like it's 2 minutes of him talking.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's gone.
Yeah.
And it looks better in the Book of Boba Fett. It's like
And there are shots where Will is running and he's like quite a ways away and it's like motion. He looks literally just like season 1 Will.
Mm-hmm.
Like close ups, yeah, like it looks a little.
He's still got the bowl cut.
BS3E, but like, what are you gonna do? I think it looks good.
so.
But I guess another big plot point, or just character, that I also liked a lot is having Holly be a integral character in
Yes.
this season. Because throughout the entire series, you forget she even exists.
I did.
It's like Nancy and Mike have a younger sister
And-
who just never shows up ever.
I had to ask my cousin. I'm like,
she-
who is this? It's like it's Holly.
And I love
yeah.
that they this is how I kind of said it ties back to season 1. Her getting kidnapped. I love how they're all sitting there and Lucas is the one that brings up, isn't this the same time? And she's about the same age Will was.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's actually a great like callback to like
Yeah.
season 1, which
Another thing you're talking about was the
Yeah.
callbacks. Like it feels like season.
it feels like it's all this is coming together
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see like what Vecna's plan is
Yeah.
with the children.
Because then it's
because he left at the end. Like he didn't even kill anyone.
yeah.
Yeah, he
left?
just ore farmed.
Yeah, he Aura farm
He was
monologued
like,
for a
he was
bit
like,
and
hey
left.
yo, none of you can kill me.
Yeah, who can
So-
you can't.
Yeah, and then leaves. I'm like,
It's like the one
okay.
the one that you guys are trying to kill right now and capture, like that's the only one that could take me down. So I don't know what you all are on. I'm hoping that ties late. Well, I guess we can talk about later with the military aspect of it because there is certain points with that heavily which I think they're just generally a bunch of idiots right now.
I say
but-
we don't go in order. I say we just yap and bring up points.
So they revealed the titles of each episode before, and episode 2 was just the vanishing of blank, and so
Even still, like on Netflix.
yeah,
That's it.
Because leading up, I was very curious to see like who was going to be.
Yep.
And then like after we saw more and more of Holly throughout the first
Yep.
2, I was like, it's probably going to be Holly, and it did happen, but I was still like, it was like, oh, this is really like a really good plot
Yeah.
line.
Yep. I thought it was gonna be the dad at first.
and then
if I'm being honest,
Ted?
I did.
The goat.
Yeah. The goat.
the dude
Ted walk him down
the
Wheeler.
dude that's small. Hey, that is all their names
Oh.
through this season. Their middle name is Walk 'em Down Wheeler.
It's the walk him down Wheelers.
Yes, the Walk 'em Down Wheelers. They said they are the 10 toes down Wheelers too.
I guess on the Wheelers, I guess that scene with the house, or when they get taken.
My gut.
Or when Holly gets
When
taken.
Holly gets taken, my gut.
I was so scared.
Yeah.
She's a fantastic
'cause-
actress too. She sold that.
Yeah, because
Oh my gosh.
Ted, the bathroom scene was just my heart was pounding
Yep.
because I was like, where,
That was such a clever thing with the
so
the
good.
bathtub, and it's such an amazing shot
'Cause-
of
Yep.
him hiding.
Because then I didn't even think about the bathtub when he walked in there and he slashed
Slashed
at
the
the
short shower,
cabinet,
yep.
he slashed at the shower, and the bathtub's there. I was like, she was drawing a bubble bath,
I
and
knew
it just
I knew it because they had that shot in the teaser trailer.
see I forgot about that.
Because I had only watched the teaser, and that's it. I didn't watch any of like the main trailers. I didn't watch that first
Gotcha.
5 minutes, but
The only
I
reason-
remember that shot.
Only reason I thought of that, it was either in Jurassic World Dominion or Fallen Kingdom, but there's a shot of Claire where she's hiding. Like there's a dinosaur up here, she's in a puddle, and it just goes down and shows her face. Like the exact same framing.
Fallen Kingdom.
Was it Fallen
I
Kingdom?
think so. Because
But that's the only reason that I was like, I bet they're in the bathtub. And it zoomed down. I'm like, boom.
like, what do you
Ball
do?
knows ball.
Because like you can't breathe and you have no idea if it's still
I
there.
know.
and Ted the goat shows up, and he's also gone as quickly.
I have seen people dogging on the part where Karen is stabbing
So
stabbing.
stupid.
It's like because like the Demogorgon is just gonna stand there and take it. It's like
Because he knows he can.
yeah,
Like, because he knows he's not going to die from this
It's
lady.
like really you're
If it would have
That's all
died,
you got?
yeah, if the Demogorgon would have died, it would have been like, okay.
Yeah.
But
I was
2 seconds later, Karen gets slashed twice.
Yeah.
And it was
Stabbed
brutal.
and slashed.
Oh
I think
my
some
gosh,
people
it was
forget
bad.
that whole scene right there is mostly in slow motion.
Yeah.
She is just stabbing and then stab. So in real life, she's probably going.
Correct.
It's-
And I was so like, stay away
it's
from
slow
my daughter.
motion.
That was
and,
so
and,
good.
and like cutting back and forth from a different scene.
Yeah.
Correct.
And I was like, and then she still basically gets got in 1 second.
I'm like, the Demogorgon knows it'll be fine. Like,
She gets up and the Demogorgon shows up and she just smashes the ball. She's like, "Stay away from my daughter." I was like, "Oh,
you go, Karen.
go Karen!"
You sober it up really fast.
And like I love that it gave more depth to Karen because like
Yes.
she was barely in season 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
Season 3 she was more I guess
Being weird with Billy.
yeah more of like a comedic relief type
Mm-hmm.
thing. So like to have like a serious thing with Karen.
It was great.
yeah.
And I think
Ted is just
and like
Ted.
the build
Yep.
up with like
Like a-
them yelling and Holly in her room sad, and then like mom was technically somewhat probably buzzed or a little bit getting the drunk
She was very
when
drunk.
she
Yeah, she was drunk.
Yeah, very.
well, for someone who locked in while drunk, I mean.
True.
Yeah.
She did
Well,
lock
I'm saying
in.
like the build up to that where like she's definitely because they and we can get into this, I guess we're kind of talking about it too. Because her and Ted's fight stems from Holly is seeing this person called Mr. What's It.
Correct.
Yeah.
So she's yelling at her husband about she's seeing Mr. What's It. I wouldn't be as concerned if she wasn't like, what is she? Like 9?
7.
Seven?
Canonically, which that kind of took me out. I'm like, you were at least 13.
Yeah.
That was the only actor where I'm like,
She was like, if she was like 3, I wouldn't worry about this, but she's, and then that, because that leads to her getting drunk, and then the whole thing, Ted's outside, and it builds up the scene where it's like, oh, Holly's basically alone right now.
yep. Oh,
Dealing
man.
with this thing.
I am very glad that the Demogorgon showed up because I was worried when Holly ran to the bathroom and she's like, Mom, there's a monster. And Karen is like, honey, no, there's not. Like, be quiet, go to bed. I was so worried she would like send her back and like it was going to be it. And I'm like, this is stupid. But then the Demogorgon does show and then Karen locks in.
When
I
they
like
go
that.
to run out the back door and the Demogorgon goes boom.
So cool!
I was like, holy crap!
That and like it doesn't destroy it. It just kind of it puts it back together when it's done.
Yeah.
So cool.
That was such a
So
awesome,
cool.
Awesome
Yep.
moment.
Yeah. And then of course, Nancy, I can't remember what exactly how I'm for some reason I'm blanking on how Nancy and 11 and them all find out about it, that it's happening.
I mean, they just go home, don't they?
No, because
Oh, they're tracking the Demogorgon with the no, they're not tracking the Demogorgon.
Not yet.
Oh.
yes, they are. They're tracking it and like, oh, it's going to your house, and they're like, oh, we got to get there and solve it because
Was that it? Was that when?
I think so, and then because they don't know it's after Holly, that they just know it's going to the Wheeler house. I'm pretty sure.
Because this is beginning of episode 2. They weren't tracking it or that early though, were they?
Yeah, they were because it was the crawl, the first crawl. Where they were tracking something in order to know that it got there.
They were tracking Hopper in the first episode.
Yeah.
How did they end up knowing? I don't know.
I'm blanking.
Like I said, it doesn't really matter.
well-
They get to the house and they find
Yeah.
him.
But yeah. I guess we should move on from that.
Yeah.
So I'll get into my least favorite character of the season so far, which I think they'll get better throughout the season. But Joyce,
Oh,
she's been making me mad.
Oh.
no!
Because she's just babying Will, and like I get why, but then also Will is at the same age as all of these other kids that you are 100% willing to risk their lives for these missions, but not Will. And it's like, get a grip, Joy.
It's also so I get that, and
I get
this
I get
also-
why she feels this way.
Yep.
But it's also like, if all of these other kids are risking their lives for this stuff, you should be willing to let Will do it too.
But it's also the motherly thing, and it's also Will went through 50 million times the stuff that all the other kids did.
Yeah.
And I think at some points I was like, Joyce, you're being a little overkill. But then I was like, what if I was Will and my mom was Joyce? She would be so protective of me. And I was like, I get it. It's overkill, and it's like, and then Will does tell her, he's like, you gotta let me be sometimes. Like, I have the advantage because I've gone through it, which is also an advantage and disadvantage. He's like, but Mom, you gotta step off a little bit. And then she does towards by the end of episode 4. But I'm like, it is annoying, and it is like, okay, Joyce, but it's also, he has gone through so much, and I like.
It's like,
but
how,
she does step off. Like,
how would Karen react if she found out that Joyce was sending Mike on these missions, or sending Nancy on these missions?
Not just Joyce. I mean, they're literally doing it themselves. It's not saying you don't have a choice.
I know, but like, she's like one of the leaders of the
she
operation.
Is, but they probably act the same way that Joyce is acting.
But if Mike were to get hurt, or Nancy were to get hurt, and Karen found out that Joyce was involved, Joyce and Hopper would be the first ones they blame for that situation.
Probably.
Because they're the adults.
But I think you could put any parent in that situation. That if it was if it was Karen that's in charge.
But it's like, you're willing to do it with this kid, be willing to do it with your own. Which she is, because she's fine with Jonathan.
Correct. It's just the fact that Will, like, they know that he's connected still somehow. They don't really understand how, and they want to make sure that he's okay.
But it's like, all right, a lot of these situations are very like obvious that, oh, we could use Will here because clearly he has some sort of connection that can help lead us to the answer.
Hopper even makes a comment in the first episode. He's like, if you would let that kid out of his bubble wrap, it would help us.
And she does.
Yeah, she
so
does.
I think that is part of her growth.
After having to be convinced, which she has grown.
Correct.
I'm just saying, from what we had for the most part of the season, she was annoying me, but she has made progress towards the end of episode 4, and I'm sure it'll carry on. She'll be better throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, because Robin makes a comment to her in that car, and then Will does too. So I thought that was. Oh no, Robin makes a comment at the station, and then Will yells at her in the car.
Yeah, I'm also a little iffy on Robin. Because she's been great, but she's a lot different than how she was in season 3. Because season 3, she was like more of like a confident, take charge type of person, and this one she's more of a goofy, klutzy type of person, and it's like she's not that far off from who she was. She's just I guess it's just.
I think that generally just comes from her time, because like she was a little more to herself probably when she first was interacting with him, and now she's comfortable type of thing.
That's so real, and she says it like she's like, I get really uncomfortable. I start talking a lot in scary situations, and I'm like, this is a scary situation, and she's known these people for several years now, and so I think it's like compare like how annoying I am now compared to when I met you guys like 3 years ago, way more annoying.
Yeah,
but it just comes with like. Which I can see that, like, she's definitely very extra in, like, pretty much everything she does, but...
It's less of a problem for me, and more of it's like, you're very different than how you were before.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I want everyone to know, we have, like, a spinning light over there, so if you notice me just staring off into space, I'm being mesmerized by that thing.
I thought that was an odd choice to put over there, but...
I like it. We have this grandfather clock that keeps appearing, and then just disappears, jams 4 times, and... and then it goes away.
My eyes roll back.
Yep. Yeah, it got Nick.
It got Nick. That's why he's not here.
No.
R.I.P.
No, but so far, I've liked Robin. I think most of that comes from her and Will's dynamic in those scenes where they go off.
Also true.
Because she's the one that, like, I thought it was so funny. She's like, yeah, this flux capacitor is broken.
Oh, so funny.
Fix it.
It was, and Joyce believed it. Like, it was so funny.
She's like, that red light. So then her and Will go off, which then that makes them...
It's so good.
That makes it to where he retraces steps. He's like, oh, I'm seeing through Holly's eyes. And then the Demogorgon was looking at her. And that's kind of why he eventually finds out that... and he's like, oh, I must be looking through Vecna's eyes and
Yep.
whatnot. So he's starting to find out this connection to him because he's still connected to the hive mind, and he eventually. Why am I blinking all of a sudden? I'm looking at that thing, but but then when they so he finds out that he has a connection to his hive mind, which will come in use later. But then there was a really funny scene afterwards that has to do with Joyce where they're biking and they see a car drive by. He goes, "Was that my mom?" And he just
Do you think she saw it?
she comes back. No, but which I guess their dynamic is gonna be something because she of course is a lesbian and we've kind of gotten hints that Will is gay and that's gonna have to go in with him kind of later on. She gives him a speech about accepting himself. So their dynamic so far in the show I think has been really good and I've really liked them as a pair.
It's been very nice.
So
Yeah.
I said I think their scenes have bounced off of each other really well and the actors have.
I agree.
So I said which. That brings me to another duo that I've actually really loved this season in like the hospital after the Wheelers. The mom after getting sliced by Demogorgon. They're not dead. Ted's in a
Thank
coma.
goodness.
Karen gets taken to the hospital, but her larynx has been cut or something. So they did surgery.
It got like
sliced.
it'll heal. But
It'll heal. But so the doctors are telling them like, hey, they can't. You guys can't go see her, and they're trying to find out more about Holly. I said this brings me to like the other partners, kind of like two characters together that we haven't really got to see a whole lot. Nancy and Mike together doing
it was
stuff.
awesome.
I think that was
Like, because sometimes you forget their siblings.
yeah.
It's like, oh yeah.
It's like
Like telling Mike to limp. He's like, do this stupid limp.
Oh,
What kind of limp is that?
Also, so they're infiltrating the hospital, and they're like, oh, I don't know, this could be risky. Like, we're like, that's the risky thing.
I was scared for the mom. I'm like, he's like, she's still in shock. She blah blah blah. And I'm like, if Karen dies because like they're scaring her or something, like that will be bad.
but I do like that.
I thought like, oh,
they're not dumb enough.
It's risky that we might get caught and get in trouble. It's like, really, you'd be scared of that?
And then,
Instead of, like,
and
not
then
killing
Nancy's like, why would I ever trust a doctor that calls me sweetheart and pats me on the back?
Or smokes.
Yeah, or smokes is like type of thing.
That was a
And
fun line.
I was like, and then they go in there, and I do love that they very much like she tries to talk to her kids. They're like, no, mom.
Yeah,
you
it was a
can't."
really
Like,
nice moment.
I thought that was it was hard to watch, but it was sweet and then they're like, but can you write? And then they start asking her
Awesome.
asking her questions about what would a Mr. What's It look like.
Was this the end of episode 2 where she's like writing out Henry and
Yes.
it keeps cutting to other things
Yeah.
being revealed?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
good.
So we find out that Mr. What's It was Henry through that because they're like, what is he wearing? And they keep saying all this stuff like, well, did they ever have a second name? And it's like, she starts writing an H, and we kind of pinpointed it already
Yeah.
just because his voice in the first episode when he talks to Holly.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's probably
that sounds like not like Henry before Vecna.
Henry / Vecna / / Mr. Wilson.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a lot of names. There. So I was like, I thought that reveal, and then it fully like finally like cuts to above his waist and like the suit, and you see his face, and you're like, okay.
Yep.
Which I'm happy I didn't look heavily into that Lego set that was leaked.
Yeah, same.
Because
Was there a leak Lego set?
yeah, they did the Creel house, and like they had Mr. What's It behind the head.
Yeah.
But I don't think they.
Which like seeing that figure, you would never know who it is. Cause,
Yeah.
Just a face.
Well, because it's a
It's a guy in a suit
yeah
with a hat.
It's a guy in a brown
Okay,
suit
yeah.
with a hat. It's like we would never know that.
Yeah,
who
unless
it's supposed to be.
the set like
But-
came out and had the names or anything.
Mr. What's It
There's
slash
a
Henry
Will
Creel.
minifigure with the eyes.
Oh,
If I would've
are you
saw that,
serious?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have been so mad.
Yeah.
We were screaming
'cause-
downstairs at that moment.
Because like I'd seen the set, but like I never like looked at it. So I'm glad I didn't do that.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, gee. But yeah.
Something else or some people are complaining. I don't see it, but Dustin is very different this season.
Yeah.
He's annoying, but it serves the story.
It's
It also
It makes
serves
sense.
that he is grieving hard, and when you are grieving, you are not your normal self.
Yeah.
You don't care because there's a couple times in here, and he's like, what I got is like he just wants to die too. Like he's done. He doesn't care if he gets hurt. He doesn't. He shows up and he's all like bleeding. He's like whatever. Doesn't stop the bleeding. that's what happens. And it doesn't make sense to us because it also doesn't make sense to him. Like when you're grieving, when you're going through something like that, you're going to do things where you wouldn't do that. Like Dustin is not an instant, like he's been the, the nice guy, the comedy relief the whole time. And so seeing him like this, I saw people where he would never do that. And I'm like, you're right, he wouldn't. But he just lost one of his best friends and watched him die, held him in his arms as he passed away. That will change you for a while. So you're going to do stuff that you wouldn't normally do. I like that they didn't just move on, because you don't just move on when you lose somebody. And so when it goes out like that, one of the only people that actually understood Dustin is now gone. And then, people keep bullying him and the shirt, and they rip the shirt. That would throw me over the edge. Like that's probably Eddie's shirt, and that would suck.
Yeah.
And he is going to be annoying, and he's going to act rashly, and he's being rude to Steve, and he's being just kind of careless. But you're going to be careless. Like,
I think my only slight issue is not even like an issue, but it's like the egging them on. It's like, why are you egging them on? You're making it worse because he writes Hellfire lives on the locker. That does not help helping your.
It doesn't, but he knows it's not helping, and he's not thinking rationally. Like he's just.
Yeah, I was kind of like, why don't you just put the snake in the locker and walk away?
Because it's like, if you want to help clear Eddie's name, that's not gonna do it at all.
But that's not where his head's at right now.
Yeah.
His head is, my best friend is dead.
But also the bullies, I think, are also stupid. It's like, you still think Hellfire
oh my
did
gosh.
this when the entire town is in military quarantine.
Yeah. Grow up.
If they thought Hellfire did it, all of these kids would be arrested right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw him show up, and I'm like, we're still doing bullies.
So, well, that brings me.
They're also super seniors because in season 4 they had like a class of 86, and they're still in high school, so they got held back.
I believe it.
Well, the world splitting might do that. No, I'm just kidding.
That is also true. That they might have shut down school for a while.
Yeah, probably. Probably got cut in half. Like that one guy.
That is true.
No, but that brings me. I was like, I thought that introduction to the kids walking up when Dustin was getting bullied.
That was an epic scene.
That was awesome. I love they're all on their backs, and I also like that it showed that these kids who originally were getting bullied wouldn't be able to stand up like that, especially first season them.
Right.
I said it shows Lucas shows up, and I mean he is an adult man at this point, but my first reaction was he just looks like he beat the crap out of him, in my opinion. And then Mike shows up and he's like, oh, don't listen to these guys because they'll keep wasting air or something. He makes a comment, and they back off from him too.
Lucas being there is like, oh yeah, cool, that makes sense because he was on the basketball team. But then Mike and Will showing up was like, oh, let's
and
go.
Mike talks trash, he's fully ready to throw down. I was like, oh, we're getting back to season 1, Mike.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. So I thought that scene of them together, I was nice to see them all together interacting in a space that they usually do.
I want to know what happened to the boys from season 1. Where'd they go?
The one peed his pants and probably never wanted to mess with him again after a little girl broke his arm. The cop, a little girl.
Must have transferred schools or something.
Yeah, probably better for them.
Yeah.
No.
I do like how it also feels like every character is just doing stuff.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of complaints, especially in 3,
My magnets.
Yeah, which I like that because
Will hasn't done anything since season 2.
No, and some people call him annoying in 3, because I want to play D&D, I don't want to be this. He lost so much of his childhood. Play D&D with the kid. He's been through so much. Anyway.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of story, and they really found their stride in season 3 with the different storylines all going at one time. So fun, and I don't think anyone does it quite like the Duffer Brothers do. And that continues here. This might be the best use of it, where we're getting so much time in the Upside Down. And we have Eleven and Hopper. Love their dynamic. We have, we have Dustin and Steve and those guys. The Demogorgon, the Home Alone thing was so much fun. We have that going on. We have Will and Joyce and that team going on. And it's all just so good. And there was never a point where I'm like, oh, we're back to this story. When are we going to get to this one? They're all equally awesome to me. I love it.
I think if I had to pick one that's at least interesting, I think surprisingly, it's the military one with Ellen Hopper, but that's also because we're so early in the season, and it's definitely going to ramp up in the next 2 parts.
Very true.
The most interesting part with the military stuff is definitely comes at the end, with the reveal of what's behind a door.
Yeah.
Which I guess we can talk about
Yeah,
that
do
when
it.
we start talking about.
Yeah.
You just want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. The Lost Sister episode actually has a reason to
It's
exist
not
now.
worthless anymore.
Yeah.
Woo!
Let's go.
That was hype though.
Have you seen the clip of like Millie Bobby Brown talking about season 2? Because everyone's like, why do they hate season 2 so much? And like Finn Wolfhard brings up like, oh, that Lost Sister episode, and Millie just looks at him like, you talking trash?
Well, like they're clearly joking.
I know. I'm saying like I'm saying that clip's
Yeah.
is hilarious. I think that clip's hilarious because it's like. I just think it's funny because it's like, oh,
Yeah.
like that's why they hate it. And I think it's funny they're poking fun at it before it released because now it actually
Yeah.
serves the
My
story.
my sister still thought it was Vecna up to the very end because like they're egging it on that it's Vecna, like they have him captured and whatever. And I'm like, I don't think so.
I
and
guessed
then,
that it was gonna be 8.
I was making
did?
jokes. I was like, maybe it's Billy, maybe it's Eddie.
Eddie.
it's
if it would have been either of
it's
them, I would have
the-
been very
It's
disappointed.
the doctor from season 4 that gets kidnapped, or did he die?
Dr. Brenner, Papa.
No, Owens.
Oh,
I'm sure he.
We don't know.
He was still tied up.
Yeah.
And they had him in the corner because
I think it was ambiguous for a reason.
yeah, I'm sure he'll come.
He'll probably show up.
Linda Hamilton's also great. She was surprisingly there was a scene where Elle is behind the desk and she's like, I think it's the very end of episode 4 where she's like
Yeah.
holding her ears and she's like kind of warm with her and she's like being kind of nice and I'm like, I want to know what she is like.
I'm still
'cause she is
trying
something.
to get a read on her because I don't
I
really
know.
know where they're going with her.
I know,
yet.
like she's got to be something important. I don't know. I'm excited though because she does. I mean, she's obviously very important. I think that she's something more than we know.
because like the whole point of like the military in season 4 was that they thought that Elle was the one doing all the killings.
Yeah, all the way in
Right.
California.
And
Yeah.
I think that's what they're saying right now. But I think they clearly know that it wasn't Elle, but
Yeah.
they still want her for a reason.
Correct.
Which is probably just for a weapon.
They just want a reason to be able to track her down
Yeah.
and get her.
Which I thought was interesting that they showed off the tie into these like they were kept calling it her kryptonite
Yeah.
Yeah.
was tied into 8. And so I'm like, okay, well then they no longer have her kryptonite now. So I was like, and so I'm interested to see where she plays into the rest of this season too. And I think that's exciting.
I'm glad she's back though.
Because some people were annoyed that like Elle wasn't able to use her powers in the Upside Down as much, and I'm sitting here like she's literally getting blasted with these things the entire time. She's not going to be able to do anything. Now that they're off the table, she will probably be tearing things up.
Yeah.
Because
Ooh.
we watched her throw a helicopter.
Yeah.
E-
In the Upside Down, when they find the wall, and they are Dustin and Steve, and they all get to the Upside Down as well,
Crash
and they're
into it.
talking, and they're like, "Yeah, we're over here. We see a wall." And Hop and Elle are like, "Yeah, we're a wall over here too." And they do the map, and they're like, "It's a wall around the Upside Down, not it's around it. It's not guarding something. It is around the perimeter." And I'm like, fascinating. Like, so
'Cause
what?
The center
Yeah.
is Hawkins' lab.
Yes. And it's like, so it's what's around. That's so interesting.
I'm
We're
curious-
getting so much of that,
See, I'm
and
curious
it's
if
so cool.
I'm curious if it's always been around Hawkins.
The wall.
Yeah. Because we've never really explored outside of it in
True.
any of the other seasons. Because it's only ever been at Joyce's house, the school.
It's like
Now we're getting like the entire town. It's
I
cool.
would have guessed that like the center of it would have been the Krill house, but no, it's
It's
Hawkins'
Hawkins'
lab.
lab.
Because it was
makes sense because Hawkins' lab is where
L threw
Yeah.
him into
Yep.
the
yeah.
Upside Down. So, oh, and that's another. I want to talk about. Let's just get into it because I think I kind of want to talk about this because you kind of annoyed with it too. I thought Nancy, Steve, and Jonathan.
Yeah, I think it's fine. It's just I don't know. It wasn't needed. They should have.
That's true.
They should have picked one a while
See,
ago.
I don't know. I might be a Steve defender a bit more. I don't think Steve was necessarily fighting Jonathan for Nancy because it was mostly just he was gonna go turn on that power. It's usually something that they send.
I
him.
think it was very clearly that he's still trying to impress her.
Yeah, but I mean, like most of the time, whenever they do this stuff, they usually do just send Steve up there, or they'll send him to go do something. He's used to doing this stuff, and then he turns it on, and Jonathan's like, "Oh, it's a job for me," and then he's going to try to get her with a proposal.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
I think that's a little weird.
I also like the conversation that Steve and Jonathan have in the car.
Yeah.
When he's like, Steve's like, we should go get her flowers or something. And Jonathan says no. Doesn't he say no?
He's like,
And
no.
then-
She's like, she would want us to be looking for Hopper.
Oh, Jonathan justifies it.
Jonathan calls out Steve, and Steve never denies it.
Yeah.
But because he's like, you just want to do it because that's what a boyfriend would do. And then Steve's like, that's what a friend would do. Like, so I'm like, that's true. Like, Jonathan, you could.
I'm a little more on.
It's-
I don't know which side I was on in that situation.
I think Jonathan's being too insecure, and I think Steve is being kind of mean.
I think they're both trying to beefing for no reason.
I agree.
I think it's going to end that neither one of them end up with Nancy.
No.
You think?
It's like,
That's valid.
I just something because they have very much implied Nancy is miserable with Jonathan at this point, and I think his
Yeah.
comments to him were very real of
Yeah.
like the whole oh, maybe if you'd stop focusing on trying to fight me, maybe Nancy wouldn't be
Yeah,
so miserable
so true.
right now.
Yeah, but then it kind of negates kind of Nancy's character from season 1 and 2 if she went back with Steve.
Exactly. I don't know if I.
But
like
I
that
also
either.
I also don't like the fact of like I would like her to end up with nobody rather than because I also don't like the fact that they keep bringing up you guys are in love because of shared trauma. They're trauma bonded.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I was like, that's not good.
No.
Because like Nancy's whole arc with breaking up with Steve, because like she brought the fact that her mom only married Ted because he was just the perfect guy and had the perfect family, and that's what Steve was.
Yeah, but I think Steve,
And like he's changed now, but it's
Yeah.
still kind of we're going back to that thing, and it's like we should
Yeah, I don't know if I would like
let's
that.
just
I
move
don't,
on.
I don't know
I'd
either.
rather her end up with nobody
Yeah, but I think
or Robin.
in my opinion, Steve has changed.
Valid.
Steve has grown so much though in the last few seasons. I was like, Jonathan.
sure.
Jonathan, I don't know. He's taking a step back
Yeah,
from season 4.
Jonathan has regressed. Steve has grown.
Big time.
Yeah,
And I also, and then just going off of Steve, him and Dustin's interaction this season are so heartbreaking because they're yelling,
Yeah.
they're mad at each other. Which, Dustin being mad is completely valid, kind of we
Yeah.
already talked about earlier. But like, when Steve finally snaps on him, it's just like, you know what? Let's just go back to not talking. Which, I was like, I'm a little bit more on Steve's side at that point.
I would be
Because he's trying to reach out to Dustin and be like, hey, what's going on? Let's talk about it. I've always been there for you. And Dustin just keeps being a jerk to him.
Yeah.
Dustin is the one that dragged him into this mess.
Yeah, like that one day. Hey, I lost my pet Demogorgon.
Yeah.
yeah, because he was bring flowers to Nancy to apologize, and it's like, oh, she's not home. You're gonna come with me. We're gonna find this
Yeah.
demodog.
And he's just been
It's like, all right, let's go.
Being
All right, sounds good.
he just keeps being kind of a jerk to him, and I just was so sad because I was like, he's trying to get in and like
Yeah.
talk to him, especially because like in last season, Eddie tells Steve, he's like, hey, Dustin thinks the world of you, and it's like it's hard to go from that, and like now he's just kind of being a jerk because like he's on the.
It's a line you have to ride because again, like
It's gonna come.
Steve can't take it to heart. Like
Yeah.
some people don't want to talk about it, and they're just like, okay, I'll let you whenever you're ready. I'll be here, and then that's when he's like, all right, we're just gonna go back to not talking. Like that's what Steve. And then he's like, all right, whenever you're ready to talk, we can talk.
Yeah,
All right, one plot line we haven't touched at all. Max.
I was waiting.
Oh, I was hype.
Okay, one part of it that I want to get into is like the rock area and why Vecna is so scared of it. I heard it's explained in the play. I don't want to know about that until after I see it because like there is an explanation of why he's afraid of it in the play, which is canon or I guess canon or like required viewing.
There's a play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a Broadway play. That's
It's about Henry, isn't it?
excuse my stutter. You guys already know it's there. But there's a Broadway play that's a prequel, and it's like about like Joyce and Hopper and all them in high school. And Henry's there or whatever, and there's the explanation of why he's afraid of that rocky area, which I'm just waiting to just watch it in the show.
Yeah.
And
It'll be
I
explained.
don't think you need to watch the play.
But the actors that they cast for young Joyce and young Steve's dad, crazy.
The fact that he still
They
has the
look
hair.
so good. I thought it was CGI Winona, and I'm like, nope, that's a
That's what I
real
thought.
lady.
But Jamie Campbell Bower's acting when he's standing there frozen in front of the rock. I was like, oh my god,
He was terrified.
Yeah, he was like genuinely.
I was like
terrified.
scared. I'm like, you're scary. Like
what could possibly be the
Yeah.
reason?
to not even go in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Because we were sitting there and we immediately when it zoomed up to Max, we're like, oh, here it comes.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out what she's been doing because she's been in a coma. So it's
Yep.
like, well, what's she been doing here? And
Trapped in one of his memories.
yeah, trap. Which I thought that was because he keeps telling the monsters are out there, and I think he was just trying to keep her away from Max. I believe
That's fair.
because she's not actually physically
Yeah.
there. She's mentally there because we
Correct.
there's like a quick flash and it shows her with the tube in her mouth, kind of like Will had at the beginning of the season and in season 1. And so like when it shows and she's wearing boots and I was just and then she was like walking, I was like, well, that's not a monster. I was like, I'm just wondering
who
who is this? And it
Yeah, I
zooms
didn't even
up and we
call
see
it.
Max and she
It
has
was
like
so
a
cool.
just like she has like a very like disheveled look, kind of
dude.
hair.
Eddie crossed my mind before Max did in that scene.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I was like, who is
Yeah,
it?
Yeah.
no one crossed my mind. So when it hit Max, I'm like, oh, I don't know how I didn't call
duh.
it. Like, duh, literally.
And
Obviously.
So like she starts explaining like the fact that she's like, oh yeah, I did die and I came back through some means and we all know it's Elle.
Yeah.
Restarted her heart.
Yeah.
Probably like did something where she like pressed it in it, like did
Yeah.
something from across the world.
Yeah.
Across the states. And she's like, yeah, so I ended up in like memories and she's like, I kept getting stuck in it and she wakes up in like the Hawkins lab. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
I thought that was
Yeah.
crazy. I was like, oh, and she's seeing what like some like that part
Yep.
right there, like she kind of sees what Elle went through. I think that was, and she tries running, and I can't remember what's down the hallway that scares her. Was it? Because she runs back to the room and she starts hearing, running up that hill, or whatever. it's
That's
called.
right. And
Well,
she,
that's afterwards. That's towards the end of that sequence. I think.
Yeah, because then she rips it open and she keeps walking through. She keeps walking through memories. So we get to the high school scene
Yep.
with like where Joyce is sitting there and you see
yes.
Steve's dad walk by, and she keeps going through, and then she's like, and the craziest part for me, she almost gets out and wakes up
Oh, she was so close.
because she was running for it. She ends up back in that, and it's just the sad part is the tape ended.
Yeah.
Like, she could have been out right there.
Like she saw her and Lucas. I'm like, oh,
Because I guess do you think she will wake up?
Yeah.
I think she
and
will.
like what happens when she does? Because is she gonna be blind?
Because I don't think so.
But how will she not be, though? Because she was physically hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe?
Because like her arms and legs healed, but that's different than like your eyes.
Correct.
Well,
You can probably get
don't-
an eye
well, my
transplant.
main thing with like the
plug
eyes
'em in.
is like I could.
Right?
In the
Well,
80s.
we're going back to like Will's eyes
fair.
flicked like that when he was using his powers. I'm just guessing her eyes are like that because she was still in
Well,
that.
but her
Yeah.
pupils went white and started crying blood.
Yeah, 'cause-
I think those are cooked.
Her eyes did that because they were being crushed.
Yeah.
Will's eyes did that
Just 'cause it was
Well, I'm just
he
saying
was emulating.
I
Vecna.
wouldn't be surprised if they just go back and be like, "Hey, it was just because of that," and she'll wake up and her eyes are normal.
I hope, but it looked pretty gnarly.
I think it'd be better if she was blind just to show consequences.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that 100%.
Like obviously I don't want that to happen to Max because Max is a great.
But showing
great person,
consequences
but
and keeping stakes is important.
Yeah, but
to
I
serve
was
the
like,
story.
Correct.
yeah, but here's my thing: if you make her blind, nothing against this, she's not gonna be able to go into these situations with them.
Well, of course.
It's
It's also
my-
consequences.
But that's my big thing. She's going to have to take a big back seat throughout the rest of the season.
Well, she's
Correct.
not taking a backseat because she's already physically just sitting in the hospital the whole time.
I know, but I'm saying
her relevance is in there with Holly.
but I mean when she wakes up.
I
and,
doubt
like,
it
there's,
won't
like, a
happen
big-
until the last episode or the second to last
Yeah,
episode.
because-
so there won't be a lot of backseating going on.
I think that the majority of Max we see is going to be in like the mindscape.
She's not going to wake up until last episode.
I'm just
or-
wondering. Do you think Vecna, because he knows that Max is there, he's gonna find out that probably Holly has talked to her?
Probably.
Here's my question: Is he?
Holly will say something and slip up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's my question: Is Vecna going to send a Demogorgon to go kill her in the hospital to wipe her out?
Ooh.
That's probably.
I was like, that would
Yeah,
be,
'cause
and like,
once
because
she's
I would be,
dead.
It'd be a fun scene.
because I'm
Oh,
assuming
wow.
it'd have a lot to do with Lucas.
Who's all in the upside down right now?
Elle, Hopper,
Dustin,
Dustin, Steve.
Robin. Is Robin there?
Yeah. No, I think it's Dustin, Steve, Jonathan, and Nancy, because Robin was still with Will.
Nancy is not in the Upside Down.
No, she is.
Nancy was with Mike.
Yeah.
No, she was in the Upside Down. She went with them in that car.
That is
Because
right.
they're in the
That's
church.
right.
They're in the church because Jonathan's like, "Hey, we should be doing
Yep.
this," and that's when Nancy's like, "No, I agree with Steve," and that kind of struck a
So
nerve with him.
Lucas, Mike, Will, Joyce, and
Robin, I
Robin
think.
are all
Yeah,
on the right side up.
because
And Eric.
And Eric.
Erica.
I thought
Oh
the whole like Turnbow family thing was a little silly, but it was fun.
Oh, it was awesome. And I
Well, it's like how
absolutely
else,
loved it.
I just thought it was funny because it's like in my mind, I'm like, how else do you do this without like raising suspicion?
It's so good. And
then-
Derek's the first one to wake up, and he had 2 pieces. And he's like the first one to like. How is he the first one? Didn't he eat 2 pieces? Yep.
Oh, we can cut this. I just want
Oh
to say
my
it just because I
gosh.
think it's funny. He's just the. Hey, we're trying to help you, kid. Eat my fat Wong. Just or the what do you
I thought it was Fat One.
It's
fat
fat,
one.
one.
It's
Yeah.
fat one.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
my PP. Eat my fat one.
Yeah.
Fat
I was
one.
fucking
My fat Jose.
yeah.
Remember to cut this.
I got
I'm
it.
editing this.
Wait.
Rick should edit. He's the one that said that.
Just brought race into the equation.
Literally twice.
What are we doing?
What was the other race?
Fat Juan.
I said Wong.
That's worse.
Dong.
This Wong is still Asian.
Uh,
Whatever. The whole fainting scene was
No, the
fun.
whole fainting
yeah.
scene was fun. They home alone the house.
Oh, the Demogorgon. That was so fun too.
yeah.
Oh, he
Turnbow
comes-
trap.
Yes. So great.
And just and like the part because they push it into and they just cut a floor. They cut a hole in the floor. Big
Like
square.
that poor family is
And
gonna
it
have
drops
so
down.
many,
It
so
drops
many
down to the
renovations
wine
to do.
cellar. Well, it's pretty obvious they're rich.
Yeah.
It drops down to the
Still,
wine. Drops down to the wine cellar. It just knocks over a bunch of the wine.
That poor family.
But
They
then
weren't great,
Like,
but
ask me first, dude.
yeah, they just
I
drug
was
me
so
and destroyed my
scared.
house.
I was so scared for Lucas right there. Because, like, he's running from the Demogorgon and it drops back down in front of him. So he has to loop back around the house.
that's right.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they get it into the trap and it falls, but then you see it catch itself.
Yeah,
I was like,
And
crap.
Mike,
And Mike just starts beating the crap
So
out of
good.
it. I was like, oh, heck yeah.
yeah, everyone's on their A game this season.
Yeah.
And then Nancy, of course, shoots it with the tracker because they
Yep.
use the tracker that they've been using on
Yep.
Hopper and they shoot it into the Demogorgon.
Oh yeah.
It's great.
Murray. He's kind of been
The
not,
goat.
Not that relevant, but
He's still the goat.
He's still
Still the goat.
He's still fun.
Shows up and delivers stuff.
Yeah.
Gives a little funny line or two and then leaves.
It's like, what else does he do?
Yeah, literally.
It's like he wasn't there when it happened, so I think it's kind of fun that they have an outside. It's good that they have an outside person
Correct.
coming
And he's still
in.
doing stuff. Like,
Yeah.
they found such a good balance with every character, I feel, and like everyone has given enough to like justify them being there.
Yeah.
I think it's been good.
Yeah, so.
I guess do we mention the big thing
Of course we do.
at the end, or are we there yet, or we got something else?
Just do it. We're just doing point.
Yeah.
Do it.
All right. Well, at the end, who was it as in danger? Mike, Lucas, and is it Joyce
Robin.
or Robin?
Robin,
Well,
yep.
he
Yeah, it's
starts
Robin.
to kind of figure it out with Joyce through Mike
Yeah.
Yep.
because well, just go ahead and finish it, and
Just
I'll get back
they're,
to it.
They're in danger. They're about to get killed by Demogorgons.
Yep.
All in 3 different areas.
Yep.
That are far away, and then all of a sudden they just stop, and when we turn over, Will is just
Yeah, and
Boom.
and his eyes kind of have like a Vecna look.
It's so good.
It was
We
one of the
yelled so
coolest things in the
loud.
entire show.
Oh my
I was
god!
loud.
And the
I
one
sat
the one
up
that
and was like-
jumped at Mike, he was in the air.
Yeah,
And he's like, and it's like
Oh.
trembling.
And then it,
Oh my god!
and then it cuts down to Lucas, and it's about
Yes.
to jump at him,
Yep.
and his other hand just goes.
boom.
It's-
Yeah, the one with Robin goes like this.
And then Vecna's there.
Oh my
They're sorry,
gosh!
but-
Vecna wasn't there.
No, I'm saying he Vecna's.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
sorry butts.
Yes, snaps all their limbs.
Snaps all their limbs and then.
I was like, let's go.
I didn't put that together. My cousin's like, "I bet he's gonna Vecna them," and I'm like, "Really?" And they start rising up. I'm like, "Yep, sure enough."
They are lucky they don't have eyeballs.
So true. So would have got maxed.
No, but that scene was
Oh my!
was really cool, and
A generational moment in like a show. Oh my gosh.
yeah, which kind of what my point I was bringing up was that he kind of pinpoints it because there's a part earlier where the Demogorgon was going after Derek after they kidnapped the family and everything like that. And Joyce has the axe, is telling it to get back.
Yep.
And Will seeing it through the eyes, and he was saying like, "Oh, I was
Yes.
scared," and it starts backing up. It's like Mick's like, "Well, yeah, your mom's cool and scary and all, but it's like not Demogorgon
Yeah.
scary."
Yeah.
So like I think that point right there, he's kind of starting to he's like picking up with the. He's like, oh, maybe I might have a little
Correct.
more control than I truly believe, and
I started getting kind of scared for Joyce in
then-
that moment, like the way that it was being all shot. I'm like, please be
But
okay,
then
Joyce.
just that whole sequence on the military base was crazy.
Yeah.
With Vecna showing up.
Oh my
Yeah.
And just
gosh.
just the way he just killing
they-
everybody, and it's like the one guy on the ground, boom.
yeah,
We
Duff-
all went, oh my
the
gosh.
Duffer
Oh
Brothers
my.
said in an interview, they're like before it came, they're like, we did the most gruesome death in this, like we've done one of the most gruesome deaths in this thing, and I was just like,
Was that it?
I don't think that was
pretty
it, but
gruesome.
I don't know if that
I
would
wouldn't
be
be
it.
surprised if there was a word for it.
My sister was like, oh, hello.
So some,
It was a
so,
jump scare.
so
like,
some,
just-
so my mind's like, if that's not it, what is it?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Eric.
but
And
it
Vecna's
just-
got his cool, like his Ultron little things. He's more beefy. He's got like shoulder pads.
he's kind of
He
skinny.
looks cool. He looks sick.
He show up to Aura Farm, crap talk Will, and be like, you're worthless now.
Yeah, now I have all these
And
other
then left.
kids.
Yeah, you don't matter. And left.
Yep.
And Will took that personally.
He did.
He's like, your army's also mine now.
Yeah.
It's like I think it'd be interesting if you can find a way to turn the Demogorgons into a different direction too, through that powers.
That'd be fun.
Demogorgon
But
reform.
all I gotta say is, Will.
Like that scene from Ninjago where Garmadon and Skylar are fighting over the giant what's it called?
Go to Ninjago.
That's so real.
That was one of the best scenes in Ninjago.
Hold.
Don't even fight me.
Hold the line.
We get like Demogorgon reform and like have them be contributing members of society. It's like my Demogorgon
no, but-
friend.
Demogorgons are stealing all our jobs.
That's
Dude, imagine Demogorgons on a basketball team, dude.
The Demogorgons win.
Yeah, because the opponents are dead.
no, but
I think the entire gym.
but all I gotta say is Will. Some people brought up the point. They think they're like, oh, does Will have full superpowers, or is he just linking up into the hive mind? I think it's more the latter, where he has a connection enough to where
Because-
he's able
like,
to use it.
Once Vecna's dead, Will doesn't have any powers.
Yeah, I think
true.
that's what's gonna be. I wouldn't be surprised if like at the end of this, if Elle survives, I wouldn't be surprised if the powers are gone.
I did think it was interesting though that he saw the bloody nose. I was like,
Until then,
Okay.
Will, L, and 8,
Are going to be tearing stuff
yeah.
up.
they're going crazy.
yeah, we got quite the
And
army now.
I think it was because this kind of goes to earlier because I guess I'm just gonna bring this up because it is general discourse online right now, and the whole scene kind of ties into this. Mike, because the whole scene before that, there's a scene that Will punches Mike and is kind of flirting with him, and Mike just walks off, and Robin sees him do
Yep.
that, and she kind of brings up the fact of like, hey, I used to have this crush called Tammy Thompson,
Yep.
Yeah.
and she's like,
Tone
oh
deaf Tammy.
yeah,
Yeah.
Kermit. She says like, oh, I thought I had to, through her, I had to like accept myself and find happiness type of thing,
Right.
because like, and she basically tells him to find your Vicky, and like, hey, I kind of look back and saw this version of myself where I used to be happy, and she's like, I want you to like basically find that version of yourself, and that kind of brings back to Will getting his powers with the whole thing of he starts seeing and he sees like, oh, him and Mike becoming friends, and then he sees Jonathan, he sees Joyce, and eventually ends with him happy running through the woods as Will the Wise,
Yep.
as a wizard, and that's what unlocks his powers. So I know I'm not going to get too much into any of the other discourse.
Long story short,
Byler is not happening.
No.
Get a grip. Move on.
Yeah.
I
Pretty
said,
much.
I said, so they're bringing up the fact that 11 and Mike haven't had a whole lot of scenes, but I was like, the scenes that they have had are really sweet. And
Yeah.
Finn Wolfhard has said that like him and
Correct.
11 scenes throughout this season have given him very much season 1 vibes.
And it's just very obvious that A, Mike isn't interested. B, the whole point of Robin's tangent is you don't need someone to find yourself. Find yourself first.
Yeah.
And then find that person. If you don't find that person, fine. But make sure you're happy with yourself first. And if if Mike immediately agrees to this for some reason, that completely negates that whole point. That Will doesn't need to be happy with himself. He has Mike. Mike clearly is not interested. Nothing is pointing to that. There's one scene where like Mike is like shocked, but it's only because his best friend just destroyed these Demogorgons. And he's like, what the heck? That's it.
Because it would just do such a disservice to Mike and 11.
Yes, it would.
Oh, I have seen
And it
some
would completely change their...
I've seen some people saying the one scene where Mike and 11 hug. And like there's like some people are like, why didn't they kiss in that scene? That just means that the other thing's gonna happen. I'm sitting here like, weren't you all complaining that Mike and 11 were kissing too much in season 3?
It's such a weird
I was like,
obsession.
they are now in a good spot where they like. There's even like I love the scene with Mike and 11 where it's like they are going, like it's talking about like, oh, after the campaign we're gonna go off, like usually we won't return here, we're gonna go off and find a life for ourselves. And she's like, can that be for us? And he's like, yeah, probably not the 3 waterfalls, but he's like, I would love that.
It was a
like,
really nice moment.
And then Luke comes out, I was like, hey, 2 lovebirds, get down from there.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was very nice.
I'm like, that whole first scene, I feel like I feel like it ruined the characterization between the 2 of them. I was like, I don't know how you're gonna do that in 4 episodes. It's like that's so much to do.
They won't.
And it'd take too much to do it. I was like, maybe if season 4 you were starting to do it and they stayed broken up from season 3 and you were starting to do more in season 4 with them in California. But maybe. But it was very heavily, and his whole love speech to Elle, and everyone's trying to use that against him that he couldn't say it. I was like, he said it. He is, other than when he says I love her on season 3, he never ever actually said it to her. He said it because he was prompted to say it, because he was upset.
Right.
But then he never actually did say it to Elle, from what I understand from the seasons.
He does later.
Oh.
I thought he did 4.
Yeah.
I mean at the end of 4, but I mean like season 3 to like when he goes and sees Elle in California.
In
he never actually says it.
In season 3 he doesn't. In season 4 he does.
Yeah.
On his own.
Yeah. So
I think it's all a bunch of just hoopla.
I think people are just looking into it too much.
Yeah, it's a little strange, but
strange.
What we got for time?
hour 20.
Wow.
That's what I got on my timer.
Dang, and that's like minus what, like 15 minutes?
Yeah, maybe a little less, but yeah.
Yeah. Or do we got any more talking points?
Well, we're about to get canceled online now.
No.
We're about to get flamed on the comments.
I don't think there's anything else that really hit.
I don't either.
No.
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah, Netflix, please just give us early access to
Literally
to the rest of the season.
I'm tweaking at this point.
We have 46 subscribers. If you want we give you plenty of coverage, plenty of free advertising.
Please.
Please.
I don't want to wait till Christmas and New Year's.
So.
Oh, it's brutal.
Y'all had a good Thanksgiving?
I had a very good Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
it's very fun.
Got fat and happy.
Yep.
'Cause I did. A lot of turkey.
It was very nice.
My sister made like this corn. It's corn that had like breadcrumbs and a bunch of other stuff in it. I was like,
yum.
I had a wild Thanksgiving. I traveled back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu.
What a goated movie.
I failed, so
no, we had turkey. So
maybe next year.
Clearly, you didn't succeed.
Yeah. I said I went Black Friday shopping the next day and I almost died. Like there's old lady was fighting me over a can of cranberries. Okie dokie. Well, let's just. So,
Stranger Things season 5.
Great. Watch it.
What'd you guys think?
We loved it. Comment down below your thoughts.
Excited for volume 2. It's too bad I will be probably, if Steve dies or any of those characters die, I will be crying on Christmas.
That's rough.
If Steve dies on Christmas, that'd be nuts.
Oh, either that or everyone's gonna be like Happy New Year's and be in there sobbing.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, watch Stranger Things. Comment down below what you thought. Follow us on all the socials down below. They're in the description.
Letterboxd, please.
He's very desperate for Letterboxd followers.
Go check out Zootopia 2 also.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
So
real.
that's a great movie.
Yeah. Comment down below. We like that also.
Yeah. Comment zoo if you made it this far.
Zoo.
Zoo.
Mhm.
Or what's another funny word from Stranger
Shakira.
Things? Well, you could do Shakira, but I'm thinking Stranger Things.
Oh,
Flux capacitor.
The flux
good.
capacitor.
Comment flux capacitor or zoo if you made it this far.
Rocket Robin.
Rockin' Robin.
Rocket
Rocket
Robin.
and Robin. Okie dokie. Well,
All right. See you guys next time.
See you guys next time.